babies.
They on right now?
Yeah. Yeah, that Pistons game was going on. I was watching it before we started.
Pistons suck. They better win. They win?
Tatum pulled some and one shit when I was watching it. He was at the top of the key. He had the ball. He went back around behind his legs and then went through.
He's practicing for the weekend.
Yeah, he's fucking around. The All-Star game. Talk about, oh, God.
68-51 Celtics right now in the third quarter. Yeah, we'll talk about a waste of time, that NBA All-Star game.
Yeah. No.
It pisses me off, actually, watching the game. Just, I like the rule change.
It could be the greatest event in sports. It could be.
Even, I don't want to sound like the get off my lawn, but late 90s, like I think you just had enough ego and hate still going on that there wasn't a ton of defense being played. But
if they played basketball, it would be amazing.
Yeah. It's not even close to basketball now. I do like the rule changes they made with the every quarter you play and you add the points. It actually sparks competitive nature towards the end of that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But guys are just still playing hero ball, and it's pretty terrible basketball. But
they need to just do something to incentivize the playing of basketball, whether it's money, like winning team, like they each get like $500,000 a pop, like something like that to get them to play, or whether it's like some dumb East-West gets the home court. I don't care, but to literally to get the best players on the team like that, to actually have them just play ball. Like the one good thing about basketball is you and I could have never played a game, but if we're playing twos and we just walk up, the two of us could play so fucking hard together and it would look good. We don't necessarily need to know each other's games, and it can just communicate on the spot. Like, I'm going to do this, you're going to do that.
You can walk in and play. Yeah, it would be. It used to be because they didn't make enough money. Now they all, players
they don't want to get hurt, but like they all play pickup ball in the summer. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's annoying. The Celtics before the All-Star break and a deadline move brought in Mike Muscala from OKC. They gave up Justin Jackson, something called Jackson, and a couple second-round picks to bring in Muscala. He's a stretch big, plays little to no defense. Basically an immediate sub for Horford. Those two are them and Kelly Olynyk, the top three shooting big men in the league. Muscala shooting over 41% from three. Dude,
we don't have to look at Olynyk ever again.
Oh God, I fucking hated watching him play, but he had his game 7. Good for him. That pony, goddamn man bun. I look, the trade deadline, they missed out on Jacob Poeltl, how do you pronounce his name? From
whatever,
Spurs. He went to Toronto. They would have had to give up probably 2 first-round picks to match what Toronto sent to him. They missed out on Bol. They didn't want to give up Pritchard. Jay Crowder went to Milwaukee for 5 second-round picks, whatever.
There's nothing more useless than a second-round pick in the NBA. I literally think we could swing a trade that one of us could possibly get compensated with a second-round NBA pick.
There were 2 trades made for 5 second-round picks.
Yes.
I think Golden State did it, or someone else did this.
Yeah, it was Golden State for Wiseman. But did you read about that? Somehow that trade saved the Warriors like
$50 million in cap space.
What?
Yeah, Wiseman was due like $9 million in salary, and they're paying their taxes. We don't do math in this show, so whatever. They cut $9 million from the salary and saved them $50 million in taxes because it multiplies every year in the tax, whatever. So yeah, good on them, whatever. But 5 second-round picks, I don't know. What are you gonna do with 5 second-round picks?
Exactly.
Mike Muscala, fine. I mean, whatever. You needed big man depth. You're dealing with injuries right now. Al Horford was playing 30 minutes a night. He should be playing 25 till the playoffs. Robert Williams can't be trusted to stay healthy. This guy comes in, he can rebound and he stretches the floor for you offensively. Grant Williams can sub in and play defense if you want that. You got enough. Like we said at the top of the show, this is the best roster this team has had in a really long time and is going to have in a really long time. You're just at that point contractually wise with a lot of these guys. That's a Grant Williams type piece is going to move on. They're not going to be able to keep everybody at their number. Wick, the owner of the Celtics, said he will pay the tax if they're in contention, but he doesn't have Ballmer money or Warriors owner money. He's got less money, so he can't afford to pay $400 million in salary.
Where's
like
his
the
background
Warriors.
come from? Where's the wealth from?
Yeah, it's a good question. You're gonna fucking ask me that. It's like I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't have the answer. I did at one point in time, and now I don't. It's obviously not just him. He has, there's a couple partners in
Like
there,
an ownership group.
but they're like, they probably are a few billion liquid. Where like,
Yeah,
who owns the Warriors? You can't even count to the number that they have in
yeah.
Ballmer with the
They're not some of
Clippers.
these guys that we know are just filthy rich.
Right? Like they have to operate a business. Like
Yeah.
obviously they're half of the 1%. They're up there, but
Yeah.
anyway, so this is what it's going to be, and my point is, the roster's so good. It's not like you're going to swing a deal to bring in Kevin Durant. Okay, that was never going to happen. You don't need it. You're the best team in the league. You've been the best team in the league, the best record in the league since night one. You don't need it. Jason Tatum's a top 5 player in the league. Jaylen Brown's a top 10, 15 player in the league. Marcus Smart, your DPOY. You had the best starting 5 last year from January on, and it wasn't even close. If you didn't shit down your pants and tuck your balls into your scrotum, you would have won the NBA Finals last year if Steph Curry didn't put you in a locker. You don't need much. You needed depth to get through the rest of the season because of injuries and attrition, basically. And I think they still just need one more piece. I think they need a wing to go out there that can do what Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown do. Unless, to your opening point, Derek White continues to be a goddamn madman out there, then maybe they can live with those 3 guard sets that they're up playing right now.
He's certainly making his case that he can do this.
God, he looks good. What an easy player to root for.
He is. Well,
if I wasn't so lazy, maybe we'll do it next week. I was going to do a player profile on Derek White because this story is awesome. He was like 5 foot nothing, under 100 pounds in high school playing basketball. Obviously didn't get recruited anywhere.
The Tim Brennan of players, you will say.
Yeah. Less cunty, but he he went and showcased himself for some D2 schools. Obviously grew a little bit and filled out, and then it was kind of history from there. But has continued to make himself into a player, and just humble, soft spoken, crazy fucking hairline.
That's unfortunate.
Easy to root for.
That part's unfortunate. He has the LeBron hairline.
I'm glad he got his haircut because he was starting to go like Doc Brown and Back to the Future Afro style. And
when you get to the point where a headband no longer hides it, you have a problem.
Yeah, when you get a skin gap between the headband and
that's just something needs to happen.
I get it. Look, I get it. I'm not sitting here spouting off a little bit. I've lost a couple inches.
Hey, hairlines happen.
Yep. The other deadline news, we talked about Kyrie last week. Good for the Mavs. I'm sure that'll work out fine. But after we got off the airwaves, the big splash of the deadline was Kevin Durant demanding his way out of Brooklyn immediately after Kyrie did, and lands with the Suns, who automatically went to the number one team in the West as far as Vegas is concerned to win the NBA championship. You got Chris Paul, you got Devin Booker, Ayton, KD. I'm not sold.
Yeah, I just think it'll be a typical Chris Paul team. I mean, he'll get them. The team will get there to a place, and then Chris Paul will have an injury in Game 6, critical, and they'll be done.
Yeah, or KD.
Yeah,
I think Devin Booker is kind of a bitch. I think he puts up big numbers against mediocre teams in small moments.
He's just about his points. He's out there to play. He's like the typical guy that you would expect plays for a team like the Suns. He just scores.
Doesn't Ayton still hate the coach? I think they got that thing going on. You got a new owner in Phoenix who's looking to make a splash. Nobody likes the coach. They gave up 5 first-round picks, 4 picks, and a pick swap. They gave up Jay Crowder and a couple other players. I mean, it was a loss in terms of what the Suns gave up to get Kevin Durant, who, by the way, still isn't playing because he's injured again. Yeah, I can 100% see the Warriors knocking them off in round one. What a shitty consolation prize for either Nuggets or whoever else gets the first seed. The Warriors are going to be sitting down there in 8th or 9th place, and they're gonna someone of the top seeds is going to have to take them on, and they're probably going to lose.
The Warriors are like, listen, guys, I have an idea. You know how normally, like in the conference championship, at like after all this long season, we have to play the hardest team. Why don't we play them in the beginning? Let's just get the 8th seed, and then we'll progress and play easier teams as we go. Doesn't that sound like a better way to go about the playoffs?
Yeah. We'll just kick the can down the line. We'll suck for 6 months, and then we'll turn it on. Brilliant.